All right, we all know credit plays a very important role in your life, and having a good credit score can lead to all kinds of opportunities. Now, typically, a credit report won't include rental payments you make, but there are some ways to get around this. We're joined now by CPA Kimberly Washington to get the facts on your credit report.
Yes.
Kimberly, as always, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it. So, how can a renter request for their rental payment history to be added to their credit report?
Right, there are a couple of different ways you can go about it. A lot of people really don't think about it, but you can get your rent history on your credit report. And of course, you want to do that if you have good rental history. You can look out different sources. You can actually Google and research some different ones on the internet. Keep in mind, rent reporting services will report to the credit bureaus, and there are different ones that you can look at. Experian Rent Bureau is one, Rent Track, Rent Reporters, and Level Credit. So these are 4 different companies that you can check out, of course, to get that good rental history on your report.
Now, Kim, what are the first steps someone should take to get this started?
Right, do your research. You want to find out a lot about the company before you choose the company. Of course, you do want to talk to your landlord to see whether or not they'll be willing to report your history. But keep in mind, it will report to credit bureaus such as Equifax and Experian and TransUnion. So that can really help you. These services do cost about $100 per year, depending on which one you choose. And this could be at the expense of the renter, of course, the landlord. But you do want to talk to your landlord to see whether or not this could be an option for you.
Now, Kim, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages of reporting rent payments?
Right, so we know that credit is pretty much everything when it comes to, of course, buying a home or buying a car, whatever the case may be. So the big advantage it would actually boost your credit score if, of course, again, you have a good payment history. You do have to keep in mind in case that if you break your lease or in case that you have to determine to move in a different direction when it comes to your lease, that may count against you. So you have to be considerate about that. You may not only want to just start with your rental payments, but also think about other strategies to, of course, build your credit. But this could be, of course, a good start.
And Kim, finally, what other tips should people know who are seeking to have their rent added to their credit reports?
Right, so number one, just like I said, you definitely want to talk to your landlord. Let them know what it is that you're looking or seeking to do. The second thing, of course, is pull down your credit report and see how things are going right now. There's a different credit tool that you can use called a credit app, and it may help you at this point too. Another thing you do want to keep in mind, you want to ask a few questions when it comes to selecting a service. You want to determine whether or not is the service hard for your landlord to use, which credit bureaus will actually receive your information, and last but certainly not least, determine whether or not you can cancel the service at any time. But these are some steps that you can take to, of course, put that good information onto your credit report, and of course, it can actually boost your credit score.
See, basically, if you want to have an incredibly perfect credit score like Kimberly Washington, this is what you got to do.
This is what you have to do.
Giving us everything we need to know to save on our bottom dollar. Kimberly Washington, as always, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.